Barchetta. Jeremy.
There's something deeply satisfying about a sports car. I'm talking about a simple, uncluttered car. A car with 2 seats and no roof.
I want to fly like an eagle to the sea. Fly like an eagle, let my spirit carry me. I want to fly like an eagle to the free. Fly through the revolution.
On a road like this, on a day like today, in a car like this, I wouldn't even change places with Pamela Anderson's bathing costume.
However, in recent years, the choice of small sports cars has been rather more skimpy than, well, than Ms. Anderson's swimsuit.
Oh, sorry. My mind was elsewhere. Anyway, the point is that if you didn't want a Mazda MX-5, you were forced to trawl through the second-hand columns looking for old MGs and TR6s, all of which have already been snapped up by people who will only drink beer if it's full of dead insects, mud and twigs. However, everything is about to change. Later this year there'll be a new MG. Next year there's a BMW Roadster. And already there's this. The Fiat Barchetta.
Ah, bravo, Miguel, bravo, bravissimo, bravo. La 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 la. Oh, fortunatissimo per verità. Oh, fortunatissimo per verità. La 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 la.
Unlike the other new roadsters, which are purpose-built from the ground up, the £14,000 Barchetta is based loosely on the Punto. But powering the front wheels is a new 1.8-litre engine with something called variable valve timing.
In plain English, that means it's frugal, gutsy, it likes to rev, it's a nice little engine. But the best thing is, it makes the car fast. Theoretically, it has a top speed of 120 miles an hour. But if you go above 50, things get a little bit breezy. Now they get worse than that. It's like Hurricane David, Hurricane Peter, Hurricane Andrew and Hurricane Gary, all going out on Hurricane Dennis's Stagnite.
Apart from the wind, it feels unsurprisingly like a hot hatchback, which is a good thing if you've grown up with hot hatchbacks and are used to them. But a bad thing if you've grown up with hot hatchbacks and you want something a bit different.
Speaking personally, I prefer rear-wheel drive. And while I'm niggling, these sun visors, put them up and they're useless. Put them down, can't see where I'm going. Other than that, the interior though is a blend of style and common sense. To make it look good, there's the white dials and the blue flashes. To make it practical, well, the heater works very well. And this must be the only car in the world that has an airbag, anti-lock brakes and power steering, but no carpets. Still, who needs them? In a convertible they only end up getting wet, and then they smell.
From the outside, the car is a blend of style and more style. Good looks in a car like this, quite rightly, take precedence over everything else.
Take the hood, for example. It's tucked away under that neat cover, so it looks great, but you can't simply lean over and pull it too. In fact, winterising the Barchetta is a bit of a fiddle. But, having spent all my childhood years watching Blue Peter, I have a few tricks. There's one I made earlier. And then there's the boot lid. Smart, uncluttered. But then it wouldn't be, because there's no obvious means of opening it. And what about the door handles? Elegance personified, but you do need 2 hands to operate them. But I could live with these little foibles. I could live with the buffeting. I could even live with what, for many, will be the biggest drawback. Now, left-hand drive is all very well here in Norway. It's all very well elsewhere in Europe. But in Britain, we prefer the steering wheel over there. Sadly, though, we're not going to get it. Fiat say it would cost £10 million to develop a right-hand drive Barchetta. And it just simply isn't worth their while. Pity.
So there you have it. A car I like enormously. A car I could easily live with. But would I? Well, I'm sorry, but I'm just not going to answer that until I've driven its most deadly rival. The new MG.
Only Britain and Italy know how to make small, charismatic sports cars. But we'll have to wait until the summer to find out who's best at it.
This is the car that's going to go head-on with the Barchetta, the new MGF. It's the first true MG car in 15 years. No, we haven't forgot the RV8, but that was only a parts bin bitzer. And if you are the owner of an MG Maestro or MG Metro, well, let's not kid each other, eh? This time, the badge really means something. The top spec 1.8 has 145 horsepower and will do 130 miles per hour. With a reinforced windscreen, ABS brakes, door beams and driver's airbag as standard, it's safe as well.
It's a very smart looking car.